been 5 years since Joker was released, and yeah, let's talk about kind of how things are 5 years later. The thing that Joker did is it started a conversation about mental health. Where that conversation is right now, I could not tell you. I did not see Joker immediately upon release, not because I was afraid of anything per se. It was just 2019 was a busy time for me. October in 2019, that's a pretty busy time for me, especially in high school. That's when all the fall sports and fall events are going on. So I was a relatively busy guy around that time. Regardless, though, when I did see it, I was just trying to find, as I was watching it, I was trying to find out what scenes are making everybody so anxious and angry. You know, because, like, I'll never forget, like, before the movie came out, everyone's like, this movie is going to mess things up. Bad things are going to happen after this movie is released. And nothing really bad happened. I think the worst thing it did was, like, I don't even know if there is a worst thing it did, Granted, unfortunately, we got a bunch of people dressing up like him, and it's got a little old for a while, and people think, mental health is a very real thing, and we have to... It's still a conversation to be had, and it'll hopefully be a conversation we have for the rest of our lives, right? Because it's a very important thing, of course. And so, that being said, 5 years later, we're getting a sequel to Joker. And I'm wondering if, when people talk about does this movie need a sequel, I'm wondering if this movie needed a sequel at all, because of the heavy topics we're dealing with in the first Joker, and these different ideas and concepts and things that were actually being seen, whether it's Arthur being abused and kind of his downfall to becoming the Joker. I guess you could maybe even call it an uprising. Like I said, these are heavy topics. These are heavy things that are happening. It's like, what is the real purpose for having two films, especially if the second one is going to be a musical? Now, I'm going to go see it here. I'm going to go see it on the premiere night, and I'll let you know how I feel about it. But until then, I'm very curious what the message is. Or is there a message? Joker, there was an obvious message, What's the message in Joker 2? You read these reports about Joaquin Phoenix saying, oh, I was thinking throughout the production, like, what if we did a sequel? What if it looked like this? And that's kind of where it gets me then, because it's like, when you look at Joaquin Phoenix, he's not the kind of guy who's like, oh, I'm going to make a sequel because it's going to make me a ton of money. I feel like he's the type of guy who, when he takes movies, he does it for a good reason, And maybe I could just be looking into things, trying not to be so cynical. But, what about Joker 2 makes it worthy being a sequel just in general? I don't quite know. Not yet, of course, but I will soon. Regardless of that, yeah, there's something about that first Joker movie I just remember watching. And I knew it was going to be a slow burn, but it didn't really feel like a slow burn because, like, we're watching this character, fall down this big hill, and we're begging him not to become the Joker, right? Because we sympathize with him, and it's like... The other thing, too, was, like, I just kept waiting for that one scene to happen that apparently took all these people into a spiral. And to me, I never really saw that one scene that everyone kept talking about. As in, when I say one scene, it's like, all the news reports are like, this movie is dangerous. I never found that one scene that I could watch and say, well, yep, this movie's dangerous. That's kind of what kept me in it, is I kept wondering, what are people angry about? And, like, I kind of get what people are angry about, but what are people so scared of, I guess, per se? I couldn't tell you. And, yeah, I think it's a powerful film, and I think... It's got a lot of powerful ideas, and like I said, I'm just overall with this, comparing it to the 2019 Joker to what we're going to get here soon. How are these two going to co-align? It definitely doesn't look like Joaquin Phoenix phoned in a performance. I mean, all the trailers, you're just like, yep, this guy's still got the sauce, right? And so, and we'll see how Lady Gaga does. She's a phenomenal actress, so yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited for it, especially because I haven't been at a movie theater in a while, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that again. So yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a little break from what I'm doing with talking about 31 different movies throughout October, or spooky related. I mean, granted, you can kind of consider Joker maybe something like that, just because it's a little eerie and it's a little disturbing, but for different reasons, for what we kind of want it to be for like an October movie. But yeah, no, thanks for listening to me talk about Joker 5 years later, and yeah, I hope you see the second one, and if you don't, that's all right. Watch something a little more lighthearted. I'm sure Beetlejuice is gonna, you know, it'll probably dominate the box office for a little while longer. I think Joker 2 will finally kick it down to second place, but yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.